Hey, good morning, everyone. Nikki, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're having a good morning this morning. So today we're going to be talking. Riza and myself, we're going to be sharing a little bit about social media, why we're doing it, and how you can get a very big edge over just a little small tweak that we are things that we're going to be talking about today. So maybe pass it to you, Riza.
Yep. Welcome. Let me just take off here so you guys can see us. Good morning and welcome to Digital Carrot session number 2. So it is number 2, guys. It is number 2. So just like Nikki mentioned, let's have a look today's agenda and menu. We're talking about social media management and also content calendar. Gosh, this is such a basic thing, right, Nikki? Such a basic thing, but we have to talk about it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yep.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to digital marketing and social media, there's just so much content out there. So what we want to do today is we want to basically help you narrow it down to make it a bit more easy to digest, easy to apply, especially for small business owners. You don't want to have something too complicated. So that's what we really want to do. And you know what's the best part? Riza and myself have been really, really active. Riza is a LinkedIn sifu, and I just got onto LinkedIn recently. And I would safely say that LinkedIn is a great platform if you know how to use it well. So what we're going to do today is we want to encourage people to come on LinkedIn and to also explore the platform. And feel free to reach out to us if you need any information or help and so on. So what we're doing really, really special just for today is reach out to us. Rizal's going to share a link shortly, but generally want to encourage you to get on LinkedIn. So what we're going to do is we're going to be giving you a free LinkedIn banner. All you have to do is just sign up through the link below, and we will be in touch with you.
Cool. Well, today is a very special day, actually. I think most of you would have seen it. So, and if you can see, we got a lot of yellow in today. So, it's number 46 announced his retirement from MotoGP. So, this is a shout out to Valentino Rossi and also all Valentino Rossi fans out there. A legend who's very persistent, very good at uh, what he does, and very passionate. So it's something that we can learn from Valentino Rossi. So today, and we'll try and bring in some of his own excerpts and his own skills and passion into social media marketing. Now, just before we start, I'm just gonna put on this one here.
Yep. So for all you Valentino Rossi fans, this is a very big moment for us. It's a bit sad that the legend has decided to move on, but every start has always a beginning. So wish you all the best, Valentino Rossi. May you perhaps one day go into WRC and try and win the WRC World Championship.
Yep, cool, man. All right, so let's get stuck into it. We are very happy. Again, guys, if you have not, please do follow us on FB and IG on Techrarebit. We do put in we are fairly new in the Facebook and IG scene. We've been around quite a lot, servicing clients and talking to different businesses to help them. But this time around, we are going into this space, FB and IG, because we want to start, venturing out into a different market and then reaching out to those out there who are want to build a business and not sure how to, or already building a business and want to scale up, and we can offer expertise and assistance. And we're friendly people, man. If you really want to learn, we're happy to have a chat, and then we guide you the best way we can. So again, Digital Carrot is about sharing ideas, and also we try to base our content on the post that we've already done. So let's bring up our first post that we just made recently, and I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it. Let's have a look. There you go.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
it says here on fire. So take it seriously. Take it seriously. And if you don't take social media management seriously, you undoubtedly miss out on leads, customers, online visibility, and sales. So maybe for Nikki, let's break down what social media management is.
Yeah, of course. So to everyone who's not familiar about social media management is like having your own property. When you have a property, you need to manage it. You need to jaga the garden. You need to make sure your pipes are not leaking. You have to make sure that all of your houses, the doors are locked properly and so on. So social media management is a little bit similar to that. Why? Because if you have to start a Facebook page or an Instagram page, and you're just posting stuff out there, you're sharing your cakes, maybe you're selling flowers, maybe you're providing a service, but all of that will eventually gain some degree of traction if you put it in the right place, you put the right content up there. If you put a nice photo up, right, there will always be people who may comment. So all of these comments need to be responded. Sometimes even just a simple like, a simple acknowledgement, or when people text you and so on, they need to have someone to reply. And if we're talking about quick replies, maybe within the first 30 minutes, maybe the first 1 hour. So all of this needs to be taken care of it. Otherwise, what happens is that people say, oh, it's nice, but there's no different. No, there's no personal touch. So this is a very, very important thing. So similarly to the house story, if you build a house, or maybe you have a property and you don't jaga, eventually everything's just gonna fall apart. Yeah. So that's just a simple nutshell. We're just bringing things back to basics, just coming back to the heart of what social media management is all about. So today we're going to be taking you through that. Yeah. So if you're planning to put yourself out there, you wanna market yourself or even your business, just have this in mind. Social media management is almost like a full-time job. So if you want to get into it, it's good that you put in the effort and to also take care of the whole maintenance of it. That's very, very important. Yeah.
Very true.
So maybe
very
we can
true.
go to the next slide.
No, not yet, man. Chill.
Okay.
There's a lot to talk about here. So I think maybe for people out there, social media management, if you want to break it down, 3 points. One is content development. So you always need to have good content. And there's no point managing when there's nothing in there. So start putting in your content, put it all on a piece of paper, then you have a nice view of what you're gonna see. So that's one, content. Second one is people. So when you talk about management, you need to manage something. So if you do have a team, or even if you don't have a team and you are yourself managing your own social media, start putting in a plan. And this would tie into the next post, which is, we want people to be able to know what are the things that you're going to be putting up in the next few weeks, the next few months, and so on. All right. So that's making sure you manage your people properly. And third one is money, financials. So a lot of people mistake that when you're managing, social media, it's advertisement for free. Well, yes, it is for free, but what matters is sales, and there's no such thing as sales where you don't invest money or time. So if you do want to do social media management, one, you either have to manage it yourself and then start putting in content and you start doing campaigns and boosting, you need some money. But when things get really serious, that's when you start putting in extra money by hiring an external service provider. Okay, so that's when you start calculating. All right, if my business is growing, then I need to hire a headcount. Let's say if you hire a junior at 2,500 every month, you times 12. 2,500 times 12 is 24, 5, 36,000, I think around that. So are you willing to spend that much, or are you willing to pay about the same amount of money and get professionals to help you? All right, so those 3 points that I think is very key when you want to manage social media, just like how you manage businesses. Now the outcome of doing social media management is actually those things that is mentioned in the post: leads, customers, visibility, and sales. So if you think that you don't need to manage your social media seriously, then I can guarantee you won't be able to get all those 4 pointers there. All right. So remember, guys, 3 points, 4 outcomes. Yeah. Content, people management or self management, and then financials. That's how you manage your social media. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for signing up. I see a few people who are there signing up with us. So I think that's it. Anything else to add on this part, Nikki?
No, I think you've nailed it very, 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 very precisely, Rizal. Thank you.
All right, cool. So let's jump on to the next one. So this is something we put up in the following post. It's very interesting. So it says here tips and tricks. So we've got loads of tips and tricks coming up in the future. And this is damn basic, seriously. Like make a social media calendar. And it says here a good social media calendar will be of great help when it comes to content organization, and timely publication. What does this really mean? So, guys, I'm pretty sure that some of you know this, but let's get Nikki to give a rundown on this.
Right. So having a social media calendar. So there's always this common saying: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? So the thing about social media calendars and content is basically when you have content, you have. I think that content creation is part of what we do today. Right? We have so much content, but then you can't be posting each time you have an idea in your mind. If you're like me or Rizal, we get ideas perhaps maybe every 10 minutes. We can't be posting that down, right, all the time. We can't be putting it out there all the time. So
Mm,
what we need to do is basically we need to narrow down all of these content ideas. How can we plan our content in advance? So for example, if
mm,
let's say you're a chef, you want to say, okay, today I want to teach people how to make nasi lemak. Okay, so then the next 10 minutes, you'll probably think, hey, I think since we're doing nasi lemak, let's do nasi biryani. And then let's do ayam masak merah. Or maybe let's do tom yum chicken or, asam manis or whatever, right? So all these are all ideas and content. The good thing about content is that anything can be an idea. So what you can do is basically you can plan these things in advance. So let's say, okay, I want to do nasi lemak today. Okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to take photos? Next day, am I going to do a live session? And after that, am I going to maybe encourage people to come and sign up for my class? So you can't be
mm,
posting all of this at one go. Why? Because people today have got very short attention span when it comes to social media, or maybe just online scrolling. You could be scrolling your phone really quickly. Or so what we can do is that even having one item like Maslama can be an idea, can be something that be
mm,
expanded into so many different things. So you can take that
mm,
and you can start planning ahead. So what a social media calendar does is that when you have a social media calendar, you can actually plan these things in advance. So maybe Monday you want to post photos, Wednesday you want to go live, Saturday maybe you want to run your live session, or teach people, maybe have a Q&A session. So when you have a social media calendar, whatever ideas that you have, you can pre-plan in advance and maximize the
mm.
potential of your idea, right? So ideas are free until it is executed. So Bob, thanks Bob, thanks for your question. How to get more ideas? So the tip to getting more ideas is to just let your mind roll. For me, different people have got different ideas to stimulate their thinking. What I find very helpful for myself is I watch a lot of live videos. I watch a lot of live videos. I scroll through, and as I scroll through, I'm consciously thinking, how can I do something like that for myself? While I watch, and I say, wow, okay, the person just did a live video, and they talk about my favorite car, for example. Okay, so what can I write about this car? Then that's where the idea comes. Now, when it comes to getting more ideas, a lot of times, a lot of these ideas are taken, and then we think, oh, it's so difficult. Okay, lah, don't want to do. So that's thinking too far ahead. What you want to do is, let's say you say you want to do content about cars. So take a piece of paper, write down the header, and says I want to do. I like. Let's say my favorite car. My favorite car is the Ferrari 430. I can write that down. What can I do with this car? Okay, so maybe first things first, I can say, oh, I can do a review of it. And second one is I can also maybe talk about why I love the Ferrari F430. And the third one, maybe I can talk about how can I plan to buy the Ferrari F430. Will it ever happen? You never know, right? But these are all content, these are all ideas. And you can replicate this across many different things. You can do it even on nasi lemak. Why do I like Village Park nasi lemak? So I like Village Park nasi lemak because the rice is very nice. The sambal is fresh. It tastes fresh. And then I can say, okay, how can I order Village Park nasi lemak during the pandemic? And the other thing we can also talk about is Village Park Village Park nasi lemak really nice when you tapao? Because certain kind of food when you tapao already, it's not very nice. The taste kind of like moves a bit. You don't get a real in dining in experience. So these are all again content ideas. So you can always expand it. Now, of course, to be fair, I've been Riza and myself. We've been doing this for the longest of time. We think about content and ideas. But if you're fresh to it, always just start simple. Back to basics. Take a piece of paper. Write down what you want to talk about. Write down as many things as you want to talk about, and then plan how you want to execute that. Oh, so Bob is hungry. Yeah, we are all hungry. Wouldn't it be nice if we went to Village Park Naslamak for this? So yes, that's how we can get content ideas. And again,
Yeah.
if you're new to it, don't be intimidated. Social media calendar planning is actually very very straightforward. Feel free to reach out to Rizal and myself if you have any Q&A. We'll be more than happy to address it. And you know what's the best part? With your questions, we can even take it and create new content around that. Imagine that. So ideas are endless. So I remember, ideas are free until you execute
So I just drop a note to Bob. Tap out for us, please, since he's going to go and get. All right, cool stuff. Thanks, Nikki. There's a
it.
lot
Nice.
of good points there. I think that maybe I want to add on from a very practical element for people who are listening in. When we talk about calendar, social media calendar, our life is all about being organized, and we refer to the calendar of the week to plan our days ahead. So there's 4 weeks, roughly a month. So, and if you're starting to manage your social media calendar, you need to know what your objectives are. All right. And then if you're thinking about raising brand awareness, and, out of sight, out of mind is one of the keywords that I always, you know, take into account for myself, for Nikki, and for our clients. So the frequency of how you put it, you just think of it. I got 4 weeks in a month. I got Monday to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those are, the two breakdowns of different times of the week or different days of the week. And if you think that you have enough content to put, every week, then you choose the frequency. So maybe if it's once a week, it's 4 times a month. Twice a week, then it's 8 times. 3 times a week, then it's 12, and then 4 is 16. Or you want to go all out and you want to do 5 days a week, 5 times a week, then it's 20. Oops, Nikki's gone. But generally, we always recommend people to understand what they want and who their target markets are, and then know when these people are actually watching their content. Then you will know when is a good time to put it up. Okay, Nikki's back. Hang on, let me just check. Nikki, testing
Yep.
microphone, please.
Yep. All
Okay.
good. So
Yeah. So
I think that's.
no, I'm
I think
still
that's
explaining, Nikki.
Oh, sorry about
I'm
that.
still explaining. So that's the 4 weeks in a month, and then you choose how you want to do. So the multiplier already. It's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. All right. If you have a big team of people and you have a very solid social media management plan, the 5 times a week is a walk in the park, because you got to think of what to put. Now, in regards to Bob's question just now about ideas and to put, I have this very basic thing. It's called the 4 wives and 1 husband. The 4 wives is 1 husband is very key. What is it? I'm not asking you to go and marry 4 people, but 4 wives means the 4 W's and 1 H. So the what, why, when, and where, and then the H is the how. Right. So if you have a content, like, we're talking about nasi lemak. What is nasi lemak? Where can you get nasi lemak? Why would you get nasi lemak? And then how would you get nasi lemak? And when is nasi lemak time? That already is 5 content, right? And then beyond that, you can do many things. But Bob, don't worry. I know that I can only have 1 wife. Spare tire you can get. All right. Spare tire. All right. So you have your 4 W's and 1 H. So that can be expanded throughout the whole month. There's a lot of things, and then usually people sell multiple products. So do try and practice the 4W and 1H, and then plan ahead your frequency. And last but not least, this trick that everybody does, but everybody knows about it, but they don't do it. It's actually Google Trends. I tend to read that a lot. That helps and guides me on what's the hot topic. So if you're the type that want to get things go viral, and then you want to talk something about something that everybody's talking about, Google Trends is key. You can find out through the hashtags, the topics, and but for me, I'm old school. I read the news and I find what's relevant, and then that's what I'm going to be talking about. But Nikki, for Bob, don't worry. You can always, find spare tire. There's a few kedai tire there you can get spare tire. All right, cool guys. Thank you so much. So we've gone through the two posts already. So first one is take it seriously and tips and tricks. Do stay on because we do have a few more things we want to talk about. But do remember to follow us on FB and IG on Techrarebit, and you will be able to get all these lovely tips and information that can help you. All right, Nikki. So we do have that special announcement that we mentioned just now. Let me just make sure that I put this up here. I'm going to remove this. So we are definitely running a campaign, a special campaign. We're doing up a free banner. Uh, we're going to expand it. So it's free LinkedIn, FB, and YouTube banner for you. All you need to do is sign up later on. I'll be sharing with you in the comment box a form for you to fill. Oh, got a question from Bob. Okay, now maybe this one here, both of us have ideas. Nikki, you want to start off first?
Okay. So when it comes to posting, I have a special preference. At least I'm sharing a preference based on what I feel works for me. On a personal basis, if you're using your personal account, Facebook account, my best practice is to either post early in the morning, anywhere between 9 to 11, or evenings. So anytime from 6 to 9 p.m. Maybe
Mm.
leaning more yes, from 6 to 9 p.m. I think that's kind of like my hotspot. Reason why I do this is because I want to try and avoid the lunchtime lunchtime busyness, because I think a lot of times
Mm.
when people are at lunch, they create a lot of content, and I suppose that creates a lot of content out there, and I don't want to be able to put something out there just for the sake of putting it out there. I want to be able to
Wouldn't
put
everybody
something that
think the same thing?
pardon?
Wouldn't everybody think the same thing? I am
I
not gonna
think
post that lunch, and then everybody posts in the morning that there's too many things in the morning.
well, that could be true too, but I suppose at least for myself, I find that that's what works for me. And in terms of the kind of content that I post as well, I try and be as objective as I can with every piece of content. So I don't post my lunch, like, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let's ask about. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of the 21-day challenge, or those that are say the 5-day challenge or whatever day challenge lah. That go all out, go manic, and then just post stuff and whatever you have for X number of days continuously to build presence. So that one almost throws out the idea of being having a calendar and whatnot. What are your thoughts on that?
Sorry, I missed your question. Could you repeat that?
So what do you think about the 21-day challenge or the 5-day challenge that people are doing, where they're asking people to really, really go all out on a daily basis and post morning, afternoon, evening, go on and try and flood the market so that people are aware of their brand?
Okay, so I think that's a really, really good question. It really depends on whether you're doing this on a personal basis or you're doing it on a Facebook page. I personally think that running on a Facebook page without a budget slapped to it would be a waste of time because it doesn't reach out to people. But if you're doing it for the sake of developing a habit to post 3 times a day, I think that's a great idea. Um,
Mm.
Essentially, I think that the 5-day challenge, 21-day challenge, 14-day challenge, it's really just to develop the habit of posting content, creating content. Because maybe for some people it's a challenge. It's a challenge to be able to think of content, have the courage to share it. I think those are two very, very important things. So with this 21-day challenge, you've got no choice, you just got to put content out there. I think it's really, really good as long as it serves its purpose.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. A good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
I guess
Have
that
you
is like
done have you tried the 21-day challenge?
I think I have not done something like that, but I have increased the frequency of my own posting. But
Mm.
I can also appreciate that people. It's like athletics, lah. Like if you wanna be able to run 100 meters, then you drill yourself as much as possible. So you increase your stamina, your strength. Then when the 100-meter actually comes, it's an easy walk for you. So I think
Mm.
that's why the 21-day challenge is good. It's trying to break that limiting belief that I can't post stuff. So I guess this one works for people who's never done it or who's unsure. And then they realize how easy it is. After 21 days, what is one post a week or two posts a week? I think that's what it is. I think, yeah, but I might be wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for everyone's knowledge, Rizal is a superstar on LinkedIn. Um,
No lah.
he's
Bob
he's
is
like
here.
the Rizal and Bob. They are both superstars on LinkedIn. They are like the Rocky Balboa of LinkedIn. They will just keep putting up content out there, and
That's
if
ugly,
if
man.
you if you've never gotten a punch from Rocky Balboa, it's a very very hard punch. So Rizal and Bob, they put really really good content out there, really punchy. That is information that is good and useful and also bite size. So
Mm.
when it comes to this, if you have any reference points or want to have a look at how you post content on LinkedIn, Rizal and Bob, go check out their profiles.
Okay, but thanks. Yeah, Bob is definitely LinkedIn. I think next level status lah. He's all over the place. He's all over the world, and he's been quite active on that front. Okay, just another shout out to uh, our promo this month. We want people to, sign up. We've got a, look at the status tracker before below, LinkedIn, FB, YouTube banner for you. Um, we have been creating a few banners for our contacts out there. Maybe since you are there, what I'll do is we are going to go and explore and have a look at some of the people that we've helped and developed their LinkedIn banner. Let's have a look at this. Yeah. I'm gonna bring this to the other side so you guys can have a peek. Yeah, let's go. You're back. Okay, so I'm gonna bring out the screen. So let's have a look here. This is one of our friends, Lisa. She's an artist. She's a former lawyer that turned to artist. So this is a sample of one of the banners that we have just made, and I'm gonna bring closer so you can have a look. Oops, that's too big. Yeah, there you go. So one thing about the LinkedIn banner, why it's important, is because it's something that people have a look at. People are curious when they read your profile, and most people don't really scroll through and read really detail what you do, or some people do watch their about, they look at number of followers and the experience, but most people want to be able to just have a look at it. You want to be able to showcase what you do, what you believe in, and what are your three pillars, just by looking at your profile. So Lisa's one, to have a look. There's artist, fine art education. Hi, I'm Lisa. I can paint you too. LisaTioArt.com. Amazing, simple. Nikki was the one who actually helped design this one. Nikki, a bit more info on your work here with Lisa.
Okay, so I think Lisa is a very very amazing painter. I think just by looking at a piece of work, right, and even her outlook, if you look at the hair, there's colors. Even her clothes is white. It feels like she's like a walking canvas, and she can bring you imagination. At least that was the first impression that I got. The other thing that Lisa has also invested in a lot is also her personal branding. The photo that you see in her backdrop, it's actually something that she went to intentionally get a photo shoot for. So I can see that Lisa is someone who invests and believes in personal branding, imaging, and also presenting yourself well. So at least just by looking at her banner, I knew that I will be able to do a good piece of work because Lisa already has brought all the work together, and it's just a matter of piecing the different pieces together, putting in the right words, and so on. So, Lisa, if you're watching this, I'm a big fan of your work. I love your paintings, and I would love to come for your art jamming and paint classes one day.
Yep, that's cool. Let's have a look at another one of our good clients who's put up something. Look at this one. So very, very cool. This is Crystal. She actually works in a manufacturing firm that manufactures personal care products. And she came to us. I wish I had the image of the original uh, profile that she had, which is very cool because she was putting her product, and there was a lot of information there, left and right. And then the images will not sync because one product was actual photo and the rest were cropped here and there. So when we spoke with her, we did a one-to-one. We understand her business, we understand her goal, and then this came out. And Nikki, you wanna give a lowdown?
Yeah, for sure. So so if there's one word to describe Crystal, Crystal is kind of like the OEM of shampoo, body wash, and personal care products. So reason why we developed that for her is because now when it comes to developing your own brand, not everybody has the capacity to develop your own brand. But there's also a very big community of people out there who really want to develop their own brand. They just don't know where. So the idea behind this whole LinkedIn banner was because people want to have a conversation. Like for example, when I wanted to write my book, I needed to talk to different printers. Excuse me. I
Mm.
needed to talk to different printers. I wanted to know what kind of papers are available out there. What kind of cover do you use? Hard cover, soft cover. So very similarly to making your own shampoo, right? What kind of smell do you want? What kind of bottle? What kind of viscosity? You know, how thick do you want your shampoo to be? These are all real questions that brand developers want to know. So they need to have someone to talk to because this is not something you can read on the internet. I mean, you could just Google it and you'll find it everywhere, right? But then how do you make those decisions? How do you choose your bottle size? What's a reasonable amount to spend? How many bottles you should start with? So with all of this, basically the thought process was to make sure that we could position Crystal in a place where if anybody who wanted to develop their own hair care brand, let's say I wanted to
Mm.
develop my own shampoo, I just have to have a conversation with Crystal, and then allow her to guide me through the process of deciding how to develop my own brand. So that is the first step because nobody goes to a factory and says, "Hey, I want $1 million of worth of content. Sorry, worth of shampoo. Please make it for me." Of course, there are people like that, but at least most people tend to talk to people first before they make that very big decision. So
Mm.
creating your own brand is a big thing. So for Crystal, it's just a matter of putting her in a place where she can help those people make those decisions.
Yep, yep. Nice. Thanks, Nikki. Very,
Yeah.
very solid. So the whole concept is very simple, but the message is very glaring and very direct. And most of them are quite happy, right? They're quite happy with the overall design. Anyone else, Nikki? Do you think Kat put up her stuff yet?
We can look at Cat. I think the other person that we can also look at is Jade.
Jay, yes, yes, yes. Jay Jarwan. Yep. Have a look at Jay's profile. Cute little lady. So she's a florist, a well-known florist, and as you can see, she's actually very active on AFB, LinkedIn, and IG as well. And prior to this, she had a nice photo of her event, but the photo editing wasn't great because it was very dark and it looked like an empty event. It didn't really showcase, who she is and who she represents. So maybe let's have a look this closely while Nikki comes back. All right. Okay, you're back. So let's have a look at this closely. So where in the previous profile photo, no, sorry, the banner, it was clear that it was an event, but it didn't showcase that My Fair Lady is a florist. So we wanted to look at the emotional elements. We wanted to also highlight her background, which she doesn't want to lose, which is doing corporate events, launches, and weddings, and also showcase that she has all these handles because LinkedIn is a B2B selling place or marketplace. But for her, when you're selling flowers, B2C is equally important. Hence, the Facebook, Instagram logos or handles are there, so people know that if they want to buy something, they can go there and have a look. So maybe Nikki, you want to go and explain a bit more?
Yeah, for sure. So Jay is all about making people happy. Why? Because she sells flowers. So if you were to send flowers to me, I would be happy. But if you send some flowers to maybe someone who really loves flowers, send someone a bouquet of flowers can be very similar to buying to surprising someone with something they like,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So generally, for J makes flower bouquets for personal gifts for corporate companies and so on. So the idea behind it was basically to just showcase flowers. Why? Because flower sells by itself. And what's the
Mm.
brand that's attached with J? It's basically My Fair Lady. And that was really what we wanted to showcase. Very clear, very straightforward. But although it's very simple, the design in itself can also showcase whether if you are a high-end florist or you are someone who basically just does affordable flowers. So Jay is someone who does premium high-end flowers, very nice,
Yep.
personally tailor-made for companies or even people who want a gift that is unique to specific people.
Yep. Nice, nice. I think that she really loved this one, Nikki. She really liked it a lot because it showcased a brand, and then there's a big, huge bunch of flowers at the in the middle, and it's a favorite flower too. That's the thing. And Jay is she's a beautiful lady. She's got beautiful complexion, so you wanted to capture that in the color. So if you notice how Nikki played with the shading on the far right is a bit darker, and far left is a bit lighter. Then, in on a technical side, why we do it that way? Let's see that when I zoom out here, you notice that on the left hand side, this is where the profile photo is going to be. So this moves really nicely, and here is lighter because you want to showcase Jay as a person here on the left hand side. So all this we actually thought about it, and the wallpaper was chosen really nicely, so it looks slightly natural, and it's not 1D. It's like almost 3D effect to it, where it flows. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. We love working with Jay, and if you have time to check her out on her Facebook and IG, she's got amazing flowers. It's a heritage brand. It's been around 57 years or so, I think, in Malaysia. Jay is not 57 years old, of course, but I think it's handed down to her bit by bit. Yeah. Anyone else, Nikki, in here that we want to have a look at?
Okay, maybe we can look at Cat or
Cat.
Eden.
Have they changed?
Eden, I think Eden has, yeah.
Look at it.
Here we
there you
go.
go. So
Whoa,
Aiden
very
has
nice.
updated his banner very nicely. I'm gonna enlarge this one. So it says here, did you know you can save up to 20,000 ringgit per year when you outsource payroll? Connect with me. Nice. Very good question there. Get people to read. And then also a nice little touch here by putting in that he's got loads of clients and this guy is reliable, so he has validity and credibility. Then he's put down some sample clients here, and very nice because sometimes because the network is very huge. If I'm a business, I might know one of these brands, and I might ask them, hey, you use the right house, and Aiden, yes, and I can actually get really good feedback or real review from people, and that helps me with decision making. So good stuff here. Nikki, any background as to why this design is as such?
Yes, definitely. So, excuse me. So in every banner, there's always a thought process behind it. Notice that we didn't put money and cash and pens and papers and notebooks all over this because payroll and money is something that is very sensitive. It's not something that people widely talk about, or at least people openly tell you. Having said that, not
Mm.
having the right management tools and also bits and pieces in place can create potential problems per se. So, so for Aiden, we just wanted to showcase something that was straightforward. Now, of course, we know that LinkedIn is full of different business people. There's a lot of HR people there. If you're a headhunter or maybe you're a HR service provider, solutions provider. There's so many of these things out there. So at least for Aiden, the thought process was to make sure that how can he differentiate himself. Number one, to have a good banner, right? A good banner that is a bit more personal. So we wanted to have that, like what you mentioned, Rizal. Do you know that you can save up to 20,000 per year? Wow, that's the moment I look at it. Okay, I'm captured by that. And you notice that the 20,000 per year is in a different color.
Mm.
So that's the first things first. Okay. Second one is we wanted to make sure that we have the logos. Those customers of his have those logos over there to show people that okay, this is not just another service provider, but this is a service provider that helps me save $20,000 per year. And here are some
Mm.
of the customers that I have served with. So it's all a matter of showcasing validity, credibility, and also how much can you really impact it as a business. So for this, it's more important to have those figures because it is the figures that help in terms of payroll and service.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
shout out to Aiden. And Aiden
yeah.
will be coming on to one of the live sessions pretty soon. Be interesting to talk to him. This guy's amazing. He's got loads and loads of experience in HR and also outsourcing HR functions. All right.
Mm.
Do we have
On,
another
on
person that we
on
can
that
review?
note,
Yep.
uh, maybe a quick one. Just on that note, for those
Mm,
who are just tuning in, uh, we're doing this awesome deal for everyone. We wanted to
mm,
help people throughout this COVID-19 pandemic. So we're gonna be helping you get over to help you migrate over to LinkedIn, Facebook, or even YouTube. For that matter, just all you have to do is just sign up with the Google Forms below, and we will help you with
mm.
your banner.
Yep, yep.
Okay.
So we have put this up here, right? So you just have to click and then, register. Very easy.
Mm.
All right.
So the next person we can review. Why not let's have a look at your banner result.
Okay, mine. Yeah, this one is just updated. Yep, there you
Nice.
go. Yeah,
Perfect.
so yeah, I wanted to change because I had a previous banner before, which was very nice. And after doing a few um, rounds with a few people developing their banner, I worked with Nikki in trying to figure out how to rebrand myself slightly. Well, not really rebrand, send a different message. And then because I'm doing quite a lot of things, I want to be able to spread out. And one of the things that I enjoy doing is actually speaking. So I am an international speaker. I'm also a corporate trainer and a management specialist or consultant. And I do have my own brand, which is the Incomplete Leader. So that one I wanted it to be captured there. But what I needed was actually that question that that I may ask the people who are seeing my profile. Anything, Nikki, you want to add? Great banner, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. So for this banner, so of course with Rizal, for those who don't know Rizal is a very he's a go-getter. If
Mm,
so that I think as a as a coach and also a motivational speaker myself, there's just so many coaches, so many motivational speakers out there, and of course when it comes to banners, different people have got different ways of doing it. But at least for result, the most important thing that we wanted to at least establish from a ground level up is to basically showcase that result is someone who drives performance. Period. Uh, Result, I've I've never known Result for all my life, but ever since I got to know Result, he has challenged me to grow uh, leaps and bounds. We started Techrarebit sometime in February or March this year, and we have just
mm,
grown so much as a business, but not only just as a business, but also myself. And I suppose on this end, the reason why we wanted to showcase hurdles was because life is full of hurdles. There's just so many hurdles that we'll face. And Result is, as a coach, she's able to help you um, overcome those hurdles. I've never done
mm.
Facebook Live, I've never done LinkedIn Live, and he is someone who encourages me. So I think similarly to what we wanted to put into the image, we wanted to showcase someone who is overcoming hurdles. Not only that, but also Rizal as a person. So the incomplete leader. A lot of times whenever we see leadership, we'll be like, "Oh, I'm always number one, and I will lead and I will show you." But whereas Rizal takes a very different approach. It's the incomplete leader. Why? Because a leader is never complete. If the day you are complete, right, then that's the day where you say, "Oh, I cannot grow anymore." So I think that was a concept that was very fresh to me. It was a very fresh concept for me, and I've never seen it before because I've always met people who are like, "Oh, I've already done it. Follow me." Whereas he's someone who really comes down to the ground level, folds up his sleeves, and helps you take you through the process. At least that's what I feel, and that's what I've been very inspired for. So to anyone who hasn't come to know Rizal, if you're watching this video, look for him, connect with him, and talk to him. He will be able to to take you to the next level.
Cool, man. Thanks for the shout out. I mean, this one credit to Nikki lah. We both push each other. So these are the hurdles that we are both going through two together. So yeah. So that's a bit about what I do, and it's captured here in the hurdle description by Nikki. It's amazing. It's so true because we always have to try and you know push ourselves. And when you're a hurdler, you know the thing is coming. The hurdles are there, and it's there for you to jump. And if you don't jump and if you don't push yourself, you ain't gonna get past. So yeah, let's do support each other. All
Yeah.
right.
Maybe we can share with the audience a bit about how we met. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So so how Riza and I met was no, we didn't meet through Tinder. It's so funny, but Riza and I met because Riza was actually a former customer of mine. I was after I left advertising, I decided I was gonna go on a little voyage, take a wild step to jump into something that I've never done before, and I wanted to go racing. At the same time, I went to work at a go kart track. I just went to a go kart track and I pitched a job into to my soon to be boss. I said, boss, these are the list of things that I can do for you. Can we work together? And he said yes, and that's where I got into it, and we built the go kart business from ground up. But at the same time, we also organized an endurance race. That was the first endurance race I've ever organized, and Rizal was one of the participants. And how I
Hello? Nikki, are you there? Oops. Oh, talking about the endurance race, guys. Don't worry, he'll be back. Let's see. You're back, Nikki?
yes,
Yes,
I'm
go ahead.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So what happened was we organized this endurance race, and Rizal was looking to participate. He was looking to send a team, and unfortunately, during that time, it was really really packed because that was the first go kart endurance race in a long time, and people were just rushing to come in. And Rizal was one of those who was quite persistent about what he wanted to do. If I want to come in, I want to come in proper. I want to bring in my team. I want to do proper branding and so on. And that was something that I was like, wow. As the customer service guy, I was like, ew, why this guy like so why so like so persistent one? Like why this guy like so mafan per se. But then after that, at the same time, I also realized that wow, this guy has got real passion. I mean, everybody who just comes in now, okay, I give you money, okay, race. There's no real value for sponsors. There's no real value for people who want to support him. For people who want to support these people who join all these races. But for Riza, it was very, very different. So of course, at the same time, while he was doing all of that, I came to know that wow, this guy is really, really driven. And at the same time, I decided to pull his leg. Why? Because we only could accept 10 teams, but I told him that, oh, sorry, team number 11. It was quite maybe I'll let Riza explain that. But generally, it was through that I realized that Riza is someone who's really really built around values. And of course, after I left, we went out to catch a drink and a makan, just to catch up at the mamak store and to just talk about, hey, you've left Elizo, what are you up to? Oh, you just left the law firm. Okay, what are you doing? Hey, shall we start something together? I have a small little company called Techrarebit, and I really want to make an impact in the digital space. And Rizal said, hey, let's do it together. I've also got two other companies. Let's make it a trio and be our own Avengers team. So that was really how it came together. At least that's from my part. Um, that's how I came to know Rizal.
Yeah, lah. Yeah. I mean, that's very true. I mean, I think that you put the story very, very well. And I thought that for Tech Rabbit and for Nikki, his achievement throughout the time when he was there at Elezo and before, that's a nice little piece of skill sets that can complement myself. And it's a no-brainer that we should form something. So hence Tech Rabbit came out. So that's amazing. Excuse the baby crying. And what was interesting was that from the get-go, we got loads and loads of ideas and plans to be able to try and showcase our skills and get clients. And few months later, with a few clients under our bag and a few done deal transactions, we were quite happy, and more bigger things to come. So we were not even what now? February, March, April, May, June, July. So we're closing into our 6 month, half year. So in half year we've done so much, and here we are now doing live, proudly owning a company, and then talking to you guys. So that means a lot. Definitely a lot. Yeah, cool stuff, man. Cool stuff.
Quite a journey, huh,
So
Rizal?
yeah, quite a journey, man. And we want people to also be part of the journey with us. And we are in the next few lives for Digital Carrots, guys. Be ready because we are definitely going to bring in guests and guest thought leaders and clients and people who value digital marketing. So we definitely want people to be part of the journey with TechRabbit because you only develop yourself and learn and to improve yourself by having good people around you. Yeah. All right. So
So,
we are now in at about 50 plus minutes already. So we've got a few more minutes before we end the session. Again, a reminder to everyone that we do have that free LinkedIn, FB, and YouTube banner for you. To redeem it, just fill in the form. Of course, we'll be putting up the form later on in our post as well after the event has ended. So guys can do fill it up and then come to us and then let's have a discussion, do a one-to-one. There's no money involved. This is genuine networking and helping each other. Because in this day of age, when things are very difficult, and when you're going digital, when everybody else is doing, it's very easy to get lost in the rat race. You have to do everything and so on. It's so hard. But we're here to help you clarify what's the best next step, and then do understand your business and see what we can do together. All right. So hang on, Nikki. Is there any other final review you want to do? Is there anyone we should look at?
um, we can have a look
Wonder,
at Catherine. Yeah,
wonder if she has changed hers. It's still the same though.
it's
Okay, never
okay.
mind.
I think because Catherine is putting a little bit of work into it as well. She's making some revisions, so I'm really really excited for her. Can't wait to see her banner.
Okay, maybe one last one probably. Let's have a look at Facebook because I do know that you've done one for Fabian. Let's have a look at
Oh
Fabian. I think
yes,
Fabian is that's a nice one there. So Fabian two, Fabian two, correct?
yep, that's right.
Okay, so it's pulling it up. There you go, Fabian two. So this is one of the guys that Nikki assisted, and let's have a look at his FB banner. Yeah,
Okay,
so what's this, Nikki?
so Fabian is also a former customer of mine. He's an avid car guy. This guy loves cars as much as someone can love his wife. Anyway, so for Fabian is that Fabian was formerly the head of sales in Ferrari, and he's also gone on to work with McLaren, um, and now he's together with Aston Martin. So for him, his network is basically wrapped around um, cars and also supercars. Now, of course, when it comes to supercars as well, not everybody just goes online, sees, and you don't buy a supercar like how you buy a toothbrush on Lazada, right? So for him, it's just a matter of showcasing the fact that he's working with Aston Martin and to also help people get their dream cars. Why? Why? Because I suppose if you're a business person, excuse me, if you're a business person and you work very hard, you also sometimes want to reward yourself. So why not Fabian help you? So that was the idea of having his little conversation there. Why? Because when it comes to supercars and luxurious things, there's always a fine balance between keeping it clean and also minimize the concept of minimalism, but also having the right punchy words out there. So for him, it's more like to position himself as you deserve a reward. Looking for your dream car, talk to Fabian.
Hmm.
Yep,
There's really a dream car lah. Very nice
definitely,
car.
definitely.
Can I click this one? Oh, nice big one. Cool. I think it's easier lah because this guy works for Aston Martin. He put the Aston Martin just a normal car park photo, so very nice ah.
Mhm.
No lah,
So,
but
so the
this is
interest,
very nice lah. Yeah.
so the interesting thing about supercars, luxurious goods, nice looking things is the fact that sometimes all you have to do is just put your product out there. Put your product, design the background nicely, and the item
Mm.
will sell by itself.
Yep, yep, yep. Very good. Yes, Bob. Thanks, Bob. Really appreciate it. Okay, guys, we are closing in. Thank you so much for your time. You've been with us. We extended. Remember, the last time we did it was 30 minutes. Now we're going for an hour because we wanted to fit in more stuff. And so we spoke today about social media management, the importance of how you're going to manage it. Remember the 3 points, which is content creation, and then the people management, and last but not least, the financial side of it. And only then you can get the 4 outcomes that you want if you have that three, and also your content calendar. So social media calendar is very important as well. If you have a social media calendar, you know what you're going to be putting up next, and you're a bit more in control. Don't rush because these things need to be planned, and anything that you plan always works. Because if you even if it doesn't work, you know you're not going to do the same mistake again. Yep. All right. So before closing off, maybe a final one note from Nikki.
Yes, thank you, Rizal. Um, Maybe for everyone out there who's maybe struggling to take a first step, I just want to encourage you. Social media is here to stay. Digital marketing is here to stay. I think after this whole pandemic is over, it's gonna be even uh, a norm. People may not just solely focus on offline events anymore, but they will also focus. Digital marketing and social media will be a very big part of what they do. So whatever that we shared here is really surface level. There's a lot of deeper stuff that we need to look into. But again, if you've never started or you don't have the habit to start it, don't be discouraged. Really, um, don't be discouraged. We've met so many people who say, "Hey, digital marketing," especially for the older folks, or maybe for the more traditional businesses. Going digital is challenging, but it's not impossible. It's not life threatening per se. You can always start small steps. So at least that's what we want to encourage people to do, to just take the small steps, and work on the basics, because strong foundations builds us a stable house. So we want to help you build that strong foundations first. So if there's any questions that you have, feel free to reach out to myself, Rizal, or if there's something that we can't do for you, we'll be more than happy to connect you to someone who can. That's the most important thing. So
Mm.
maybe just in closing, um, again, don't forget to hit that like, follow, and also share this video, and also don't forget to claim your free banner. This is just a limited offer that we want to do, just to be able to help some people out there because of the ongoing pandemic.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that's all for me, Rizal.
Cool, cool. Okay, guys, thank you so much for signing in. Really appreciate it. Okay, just letting you guys know that for us, this is our second round. We may make some changes to the content. We may move the times around to make sure that we do have you know a suitable time so that people can sign in and then really enjoy the session. But do help us by letting your friends and contacts know about us, and we'll definitely be happy to help out. All right. If there's nothing else, thank you so much for joining. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
See you.